presentation very provocative, deeply moving, but also very disturbing in a certain way. And I also find your position very interesting because you're trying to be an intermediary where you are trying to communicate certain things, a certain worldview to an altogether different species now. So um, my question is a little abstract. It's like, what do you think the Adivasis are trying to tell us? Do you think want to, they would like to engage with us in a certain way? Are they trying to tell us something? Uh, you are trying to say certain things from your engagement with a certain space. So do you think they want to say something to us, or are they interested in communicating something?
They take note of us or no?
All that they're saying, if I was to give a word to that, learn to listen. Learn to listen. And they're saying that this is the principle of democracy and not speaking. This is my inference of what they would say if asked in such direct ways and if they understood what exactly you want.
My small question to you, and that question is just because I'm still stuck up in the modern scientific methodology that I'm trained in. Uh, what if you had spent more time there as compared to the 5 years that you had spent? Do you think you would have got different answer, or maybe different answer to the question that you had asked about the dreams and that plant speaking to them? Do you think they might have given different answer if you had spent more time? That is one question.
In fact, I had started to learn this from medicine lab. He had started to teach me the qualities of breath. जिसको हम फूकना बोलते हैं, झाड़ फूक. I had started to be introduced to what is the quality of breath, which is more than oxygen and carbon dioxide. But unfortunately, there was the other side, which is the political side, that my presence was not very helpful to them because everybody else sort of took the advantage of my being there and came and intruded the houses. And despite my best efforts, I could not stop.
Another question to sir. I did not hear any mention of animal products being used for medicines. And in my small field work that I had done, I had an opportunity to talk to a local traditional healer, and what he gave me was like the kind of herbal animal products that he mentioned for treating ranged from cow's hoof being eaten, cow's bones being eaten, to pigs, some part, chicken shit, different types of fish, cow meat, buffalo meat, and different parts of their body parts being used for medicine. But there's complete absence of mention of any of these in your talk, as well as are there any attempts even to record the animal products and its medicinal value, and how and who is using them, and if there is a neglect, why? Are there any comments on
No,
that?
there are animal products that are used, and they have been recorded in what we call not botanical but ethnobiological data. So there are estimatedly, at least in the codified tradition, there are around 300 animal products that are used, right from snake venom to the venom, to deer horns, or the seminal fluid of the civet cat, or the bile of some animal. So many are there. Today we can only conserve these medicinal fauna, but the usage of medicinal fauna is going to be illegal under the Wildlife Act. So no one is attempting to
we are challenging Forest Act in a
Oh,
certain
so that's
manner,
right, so when you succeed in that in whatever ways, but I'm just saying currently, there is hardly any, I mean locally there still may be uses, you know,
What is the reason behind neglect is what?
no, because the access is, you know, I mean, in tribal areas, I have seen, for example, that the tortoise is eaten as meat, was eaten at least as meat, now it is illegal again. The neck portion was kept. I saw it in many houses, you know, the neck portion is hung and kept. And I asked, when I saw in so many places, why do you keep this? And they said, don't you know how the neck of a, I said, I know that once it draws it in, it is, we all know it, it's difficult to take it out. So they said, yes, then therefore. I said, I don't know, therefore what? So they said, therefore, they were using it for prolapse of the uterus, which is a common phenomena in deliveries of cattle, of cows. You know, the cow delivers and there is a prolapse of the uterus. So they just would take a portion of that neck, which is a dried organ now when they have kept it, and just powder it and apply it on the prolapsed organ, push it in, and then come out. So they have uses of animals. There are about 300 animals that are recorded, and there are around 70, Rajiv was asking, 70 metals and minerals. And that's a big, particularly on metals and minerals, it's a very deep science, you know, because inorganic matter is the, you know, if you look at the evolution, you have inorganic, then you have organic matter, and then you have life. Inorganic matter is a substratum for, you know, you can't have organic processes happening without inorganic matter. So metals and minerals is a very important source. In modern understanding, we don't know how to use metals and minerals because they are not in a bioavailable form. So normally we take our metals and minerals from plants, because they use those metals and minerals, convert them into the plant products, and you get it, so you can get palak and get iron. So then iron has been absorbed by the plant from the earth. But in the tradition we have found out ways to directly process metals and minerals and convert them into bioavailable and bioassimilable forms. So that's another very important branch of knowledge. So I have not talked about it, but yes, there is also fauna and metals and minerals.
The very last one.
I have a very small and a very quick solution. Yeah, it's regarding the use of herbal plants, herbs, etc. I just want to submit that we missed the point of what suits what. A herb is like what suits me might not suit him. Even when we use herbs at a household level, a mother knows which child gets better with what herb. And it's not, so we again you're reducing it to allopathic measures or the modern medicine measures that this one particular herb will work for everyone. Just like an allopathic remedy. I get better with certain things, somebody else gets worse with that. So we have to keep all of these issues in mind, and the codified systems are no witness to it, that how constitution plays an important role in deciding the remedy, and similarly for herbs. And the failures of it then again gets reflected into evils about this doesn't work, but we have to take, I think we are again missing the holistic picture of seeing herbs in a very isolated manner. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. That is what I was telling him, that you can have a tailor approach or you can develop
Okay. I actually feel absolutely silenced by the magnitude and depth of what one is sort of been exposed to in this very short while, also by both our speakers as well as by the discussion that came after that. But one can clearly see that there is a need to bring back into the collective vision what we've clearly and very well invisibilized which is still there in practice and yet completely invisibilized and completely delegitimized. Relegitimizing the various forms of knowledge itself is probably what's going to then allow this whole richness and potential understood in various ways to just allow it to flower. And that's probably the role that the likes of us can begin with in some way. I don't know how, I mean that's not the answer that I have to, but that is the message that I sort of would take away from here. And close with that. And thanks very much to both speakers, and hope we can continue this dialogue and discussion on these issues.